Insert really generic video game explosion. Hello? Oh, hello, baby. This is a new number or something. Oh, you want nudes? Okay, I'll send you some nudes in a bit. Just give me a second. And that is exactly how this situation should have been handled. Do not send nudes across the internet, please. Everyone, especially given the fact that we're watching the Social Catfish channel. You haven't met this person, so don't do that to yourself. Hello, everyone. You're here with H, and today the H stands for hot-headed, because I hate scammers. I think we all do. And if you don't, get a grip of yourself. But when they extort intimate images out of people, oh, it's like the dial for POS, huh? Piece of poo, just 100. So let's watch and get angry, I guess.
I love him. I really, really love him.
Goodness.
This high school student has fallen head over heels for someone she met while playing her PlayStation.
Deadpool Wolverine.
He sends me a friend request in the game. And I was like, oh my god. And we're chatting. He told me his name.
Yeah, give it a rest. Look how many pop figures she has. That rivals me. Why you... Wait, I'll show you Wolverine. Zombie Wolverine. How about that? And I'll show you a Deadpool since you got the shirt as well. Well, what's that? Just a little Deadpool with a truck. See that? Huh? If you even saw that in the camera. If not, I look like an absolute fool. No relevance to this video. But, oh my god, given the age of her, does it reveal my age? Ah!
My name. He's around 6'1", curly hair, glasses. His voice is like actually really attractive.
Well, alright, Julian. I'll let you do your thing. And I'm gonna continue watching my World War II documentary.
But things
Sorry.
have gotten spicy between the two, and
What?
Julia wants to know who she's been sending all of these nudes to.
I think I've sent over 100 pictures.
Huh?
I didn't like it, but I just didn't want him to leave.
This one is unsettling for me. Yeah, just
Or
make sure he's
leave.
not a pervert.
I think about this guy 24/7. If he is who he is, that would make me even more happy.
Let's hold on a second, because I don't even think I know your name right now. But I know that you've sent 100 images of yourself. Listen to me, girl, okay? Do not ever send images of yourself to someone you've never met in person. Even in person, it gets a bit dicey. You're going to do whatever you're going to do. But in online worlds, don't do that. 100? Goodness gracious me. Stop it. Please, I hope you never do such a thing again.
We'll get to the bottom of who Julia is actually talking to.
That's him.
That's the same person.
Yeah, it's going to be some dirty, dirty individual, all right? We know this, I'm assuming. However, I just want to touch on what she said, that if she didn't send these images, she was afraid he would leave or something. Please, take it from a rat boy in this chair as a fellow guy, right? Do not send, for example, me images if you think I'm just going to leave without you sending them. Like, I'll leave if you don't do it. Don't send any. The manipulation is off the charts already. You're being objectified right from the start. Please, do not do it, everyone. Okay? Everyone. Doesn't matter who you are, how old you are. Just be careful who you send these type of images to.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Your engagement with our
go do
videos
that.
help us reach new audiences and can potentially stop other people from being scammed.
Alright guys, we got another case. It's pretty interesting. It's from a woman named Julia.
I wouldn't
I'll
describe
read
it
her
as
email.
interesting.
She says, "Hi, Social Catfish. I've been watching your videos for a while and I finally decided to reach out because I'm desperate. For the past year, I've been talking to a guy named Adrian who supposedly lives in Arizona.
Where's his
We
face?
met while playing Overwatch and I fell for him. My friends think I'm being catfished. I only have 2 pictures of his body with no face.
Julia.
We talk weekly, but he refuses to send a picture or a video call. He's never asked for money, but something feels off.
Is this his character in Overwatch? Is what this is supposed to portray? Take that hat off. Get a grip of yourself. I'll just point this out to Julia, I guess, if she watches this commentary, but more so just for everyone, especially the people who are fixated on elderly victims. Look, all your comments, solely targeting the elderly need to do this or that, they need to get off the internet. We've got a very young victim here, and we've seen much younger victims we've covered on this channel as well. So let this just be a reminder to everyone. It doesn't matter who you are. You're gonna get scammed. You're gonna get catfished. If you let your guard down, it's gonna happen.
I need your help.
Hi, my name is Julia.
Hello.
I am a 19-year-old high school student who's graduating this year. I'm
Woo.
100% Mexican. I live in a small town. I love drawing. I love painting.
Listen, let's just chill out here for a second. If I still had my long hair, yeah, you could argue if I hit the gym, I look like this.
I love painting. I am a collectionist. I've been collecting since I was 8 years old. So I have over, I think, 80 Funko Pops. I have one of them here, which is from a video game. I also like K-pop. I have like a bunch of K-pop stuff here.
Okay, I don't know anything about
video
K-pop.
games. One of them is Overwatch, which has had a toll on me for the past year and a half. I have over 1,300 hours on
Goodness.
Overwatch. People have told me that I'm basically obsessed with the game, and I agree with them. I can say Overwatch is basically my life, the game that has caused me a lot of desperation, I can say.
Julia is a typical high school student. She has lots of friends, loves video games, and is excited to graduate. But things haven't always been simple.
Well, I don't really have contact with my mom anymore. My mom needed to work. She would drop me off with my grandparents. I would spend most of my day with them, and they would take care of me. I grew up like that, just every single day. They are just great for me. They're my support, and they're my guardians. They were my guardians, And well, my dad, he hasn't been very present. He never stepped up.
Julia feels she's had no luck meeting anyone who's interested in her.
Not many boys have been interested in me because of how I look. I'm very aware that I'm a chubby person. I'm overweight, not as in extremely overweight, but I'm overweight.
But everything changed on a random day she decided to play a game on her PlayStation.
So the day I met this person,
I just want to point out that I think it's quite evident. I might be wrong, of course. Let me know in the comments. But I think it's quite clear that she does have some self-esteem issues here. And look, I actually think she's incredibly strong. Now, of course, 18 years old isn't like you're 3, right? You are almost in your 20s because that's how maths works. But I think it's incredibly strong of her to come on to such a, widespread show. English has gone out the window. But to come on here and to acknowledge her insecurities, I guess, I think it's very brave of her. And, I mean, look, again, if she's watching this or not, but in general, your weight is not a definition of who you are, right? The right person at the right time will find you and love you for you. At this particular age, can there be true love? Of course, there's going to be people who have, high school sweethearts, and they're still with them many years later. But I don't know. In my experience, when I also was in that relationship of mine, it ended in me getting cheated on. So I just, just focus on yourself, I'll say, Julia, right? If you do feel within yourself that you are overweight and you want to work on it, perhaps, live that kind of life. Do your own thing, and hopefully you make the changes within yourself or about yourself because you want to make them, not because someone else wants you to, if that makes sense. If a guy was to come up to you and say, I'll be with you if you lose weight, or you just want to lose weight solely to be with someone, you gotta do it for yourself. I might be rambling here, but yeah, just...
Stop it. Get some help.
I saw one of my online friends that was also online, so I decided to join him in a custom game. Pick a random character, and
Oh, we're
I
in
was
England.
just sitting there, and I see him, and I see his name tag, and his name is Gunslinger, and I thought it was funny because it did fit the character. The first thing he said to me, it's gonna be embarrassing, but because of the character I was using, you know, she's attractive, and the first thing she said to me was Big Mommy. And I thought that was funny. I thought that was hilarious. You know, I was like, wow, yeah, Big Mommy. And I laughed. My friend was teasing this guy about, oh my God, talk to her. Oh my God, send her a friend request. Oh my God, you should just totally talk. He sends me a friend request in the game. And I was like, oh my God, I don't know. I kind of feel excited because I was like, oh my God, getting a friend. I started talking to him through the chat. He said hi with a couple eyes. And I said, oh my God, hi.
You know, I was about to say, this all feels hella childish, but I need to remember that she's 18. Do you know what I mean?
And we're chatting. He told me his name. I told him my name, our ages, everything. His name is Adrian. He is 19 years old. A couple days later, he sent me like 2 or 3 pictures, and one of those pictures was like a mirror picture, but his face was covered with the phone, so I could only see part of his glasses, like from the side, his jawline, and his eyebrow.
Also, he apparently has some, like, what's this tape called? I've seen wrestlers wear it. Kinesis tape or some shit? Is he injured? Oh, you dirty sack of shit. I wish injury upon you. Not the guy in the picture, the scammer, by the way. I just want to point out that if you are talking to someone online and they send a picture of themselves with no face, no case? What's wrong with you here? Send me a picture of you, you dumbass. So just keep that in the front of your mind, please. Don't let your guard down. Why would they send a picture not showing who they are? You ain't some kind of mystery case, okay? What was that Peter Andre song? Mysterious girl, I wanna get close to you. How can I? I can't see your face.
This is great banter.
I really couldn't see anything else. His whole phone was covering his face. He's around 6'1". He has curly hair, glasses. He's really attractive. He's slim. He's muscular.
God.
He's part Mexican.
I see a phone in this image, but this looks like it was taken with a potato. Someone explain to me what happened there.
But I did keep insisting about seeing his face.
As
He
you
did tell me
should.
he was insecure, which I understand. I am too. But I showed him my face a week after we started talking.
Oh, look. She's too nice, you know. It's okay, I get it. Maybe another time when you're ready. Yeah, kudos. Do you know what I mean? But there's a time and a place to be understanding, I would say. I don't know if that is harsh to say, but if you're both in a relationship and perhaps you've discussed having sex, right? And the other person is not ready. Yes, I'm old school like that. Forgive me, all right? Cool. We'll do it when you're ready because that just makes it so much more intimate, right? You don't want to have sex with someone who doesn't want to, you disgusting freak. How about that? Which also relates to sending intimate pictures of yourself. If the other person isn't entirely thrilled about it, how does that make you feel good about yourself? Huh? How are you staring at the image that's been sent to you, knowing the other person didn't want to send it? How do you get horny off of that, you sick freak? But in a case like this, I urge everyone, if you're going to get pictures of someone, make sure their face is in it, and then make sure they're video calling.
So I believe
You're too
I
nice.
should get at least the same. His family was really struggling. He had dropped out of school to start working and get a business. I do trust him on that. I haven't really looked into it a lot. He says he has a business with his grandma. He went out to this business dinner and spent like over $2,000. And I'm like, that's a lot of money. He
is crazy. Who's spending that much money on dinner? I don't even care if I was a billionaire of some kind. What are we eating here? Gold? Gold bars. Is that what we're eating? Or we've bought so many Steam cards. What's going on here? Nobody spent... Actually, do what you want with your money. But just be careful.
Someone who doesn't brag about money, even though he has money.
Yeah, but he
Julia and Adrian hit it off, and they texted all through the day and night.
Sorry, Julia, but he was bragging about money. Nobody just randomly mentions how much they spent on dinner. So...
Even more interesting when Julia asked him to
She's
talk
too
over
nice,
his
man.
mic while playing a match on Overwatch.
I liked his voice a lot. It was my first time hearing his voice.
Oh, he's so cringe,
and
though.
I was like, oh my god, his voice is like actually really attractive.
Well, alright, Julian. I'll let you do your thing. And I'm gonna continue watching my World War II documentary.
No,
Adrian and I would basically play the game every 2 days.
Go inside the convenience store. Go water your ass and play.
Okay,
Are you chasing?
yeah, look at them.
Oh, goodness.
Hi, baby.
Oh, the cringe levels are like dialed up, and it's not necessarily an attack on Julia, okay? It's not even an attack. Not necessarily, nothing about it is an attack. It's just, I keep forgetting what show we're watching because we've never seen a teenager on here, but it's so cringe, do you know what I mean?
Hi, baby. No!
Who done that?
And he would call me Cherry. It was something I thought it was really cute. I felt loved, you know, so, but I also felt like really special talking to him. I could say I was in love because I just kept thinking about him 24/7.
Oh,
And
Julia.
he was really sweet, so it was hard for me not to catch feelings
Catch feelings?
Cute.
That might be the first time someone on this show has used the phrase catch feelings.
I miss you. He would text me every hour, every 30 minutes, and I really feel loved. You know, I felt like I was being showered in affection, like something I've never had. And he was the one who started it. I didn't know what I was to him, right? Because he would call me Cherry, he would call me love, baby, whatever. So I asked him and I say, what are we? You know, if you don't mind telling me. And that moment he said, well, you're my girlfriend. And I was like, what? We continued talking in that custom game until, I'm not proud to say it, but things got a bit heated in the moment. It was a very intimate video. He was not showing his face. He was not showing anything. He was just showing one thing. I mean, I saw it. I was like, good God, you know, that is wow. You know, I really didn't expect it big. I wasn't complaining either, if I'm being honest. But I told him, I was like, yeah, it's good. You know?
Hey,
Up until this point,
Move on.
Julia had fallen for Adrian.
like, I'm sorry, right? Again, I know she's 18. I guess, you know, 18-year-olds are gonna speak differently, I guess, but it's not that different because a lot of people come on this show and go too much into details, but I'm not gonna excuse her because she's 18, do you know what I mean? If this was again the Catfish team saying, hey, bloody delve into the penis for us, please. It's just too much, man. Like, I know I make crude jokes sometimes. It's just too much, all right?
It's all she could think about, but she's never seen his face, and every time the two talked about meeting up, Adrian always had an excuse.
By the way, I'm insecure. You can't see my face, but I'm showing you my dick? What the hell sense does that make? Julia, come on!
There has been a lot of talks about meeting, yet he wants us to plan it correctly. And I told him, like, hey, I'm going to this festival in Mexico City. Do you want to maybe just meet me there?
Green
And he's
Day?
like, yeah, I'll think about it. Yeah, I'll think
Goodness.
about it. And I got him as far as trying to look for plane tickets. And he was like actually looking at them, and he was like, yeah, that's a good price, blah blah blah. We can meet there, we can go to the festival together. So we've been talking about it.
That doesn't mean he's looking at them just because he sent a screenshot. Okay, I can tell someone, yeah, I really love the show. I don't know, what's on Netflix right now? I don't know, Adolescence? I need to watch that, to be honest. But I could just take a screenshot of the screen and I'm watching it. Julia, it's very naive. Yeah, I can't really even blame her because I don't know if she's been watching the show before this started or she came across the show during all of this. But I usually cut teenagers, I guess, slack because they haven't got much life experience in terms of being scammed and whatnot. But then it's common sense factors we need to be aware of, and I guess anyone should be aware of receiving dick instead of face. Editing H here, just wanted to chime in really quickly. He obviously mentioned $2,000 being spent at dinner, spunking away shit on gold and caviar apparently. But then he needs to look at good prices to fly to meet his girlfriend for the first time. You see, there is things that just don't add up here. You got Mr. Big Bucks spending big bucks on food, but you can't then turn around and say like, tickets are too expensive, I can't meet you, my girlfriend, who I've got 100+ images from. Get a grip of yourself, Julia, in this instance. It's red flag, okay?
We have, but it has never been like an actual plan.
Julia is fed up. She wants to know what Adrian truly looks like and has her suspicions about him being a catfish.
Yeah.
My friends would normally say that he was a catfish, that he was fake, that he was playing me. And I quote from one of my friends, he said, no one that attractive would even talk to you. He was the first person to say that he was not real and that he was a catfish and that there was nowhere in hell someone that attractive would even notice me or talk to me. You know, I was used to it because of how a big hater he was. So, yeah, but he was still really mean about it.
Her deep...
Hold on a second, as we show blurry nipple man again. What in the hell have I just seen? What was that? Like, I understand telling someone, because we frequently do, right? We tell these people, hey, you ain't gonna get Jason Momoa, bro, because have you looked in the mirror? What does Jason Momoa want to do with you? However, we can't see shit here, right? How do we know this person is out of Julia's league, realistically? What? Are you saying because Julia has described herself as overweight, no, this fit guy, he can't be with you? No, it doesn't match, sorry. Whoever that guy is, I think his name was Frankie or something. What a horrible friend, right? There's truth, there's harsh truth, but then there's just being plain, oh, I was gonna swear, plain bitch. I'll say that much. I was gonna use the C word. I can't be bothered to bleep it, to be honest. If you have friends like that, everyone, don't misconstrue harsh truths, which you would want your friends to say, right, with just plain meanness, I guess. That's a bit childish to say meanness, but you get my point. There's nothing here that screams he's out of her league. So, piss off, Frankie.
His concern is that Adrian frequently disappears for weeks at times and might be just using her for sexy talk and nudes.
He went just offline for maybe 2 weeks.
Also, like, I find it also a bit cringe that she is 18 and we're using words like sexy talk and stuff. Like, just say flirting or something, bro. What's sexy talk? What the shit? What? I don't think I've ever heard that.
Calm yourself, boy. You are acting hysterical.
And one time I did send him a message through the PlayStation, and he responded.
Oh.
I said like, oh my god, can we call? Things got heated again in that call. But I kept
What does that mean?
getting a bit more worried because he would just call me for that sometimes.
Hold on a second. Call you for that. If you mean he's calling you just to talk about sexual things, please, again, this goes for everyone, please recognize when you are being used. Okay, if someone is disappearing and they only come back when they're horny, please, that's not a relationship, quote unquote, that you need to be entertaining. Actually speak to someone who is there for you, obviously not freaking every single minute because people have lives, but is there for you even when they're not horny. You can still speak with them. They don't disappear and come back when they need to beat their shitting meat. Please have some self-respect. And I think that touches on her lack of self-esteem. It's unfortunate. I hope she's learned from this mistake. And I hope as she grows older, she is able to work on the confidence, right?
And I didn't like it,
Thank you.
I just didn't want
Look at that.
him to leave.
No. Okay, I guess. Julia, there's no guessing here. After one more picture of yourself, after she says, let's talk about something else, I said to you guys earlier, do not send more pictures of yourself if that person is being manipulative. And on the flip side is what I actually said. I don't think I mentioned that other bit earlier. But you, as the person hypothetically asking the other for these pictures, how can you feel good about yourself when the other person doesn't want to really do this, but they send it just because they don't want to upset you? And you're, yeah, I'm really having a good time here. I really feel good about myself. Is it just me that thinks mutual consent is like sexy? I think that makes it more nice, I guess is the word, because I don't really know the word for it right now, but it just makes things a little bit more heated. You both are involved, you're both enjoying it. What the shit is this kind of bullshit, man? So please, everyone, because there's no age restriction on scumbags asking you for nudes, right? Send them to people you actually care about and actually they care about you, vice versa. Obviously, that's hard to distinguish sometimes, but maybe just don't send them. Huh.
So I kept doing it.
Stop it, Julia.
I think I've sent over 100 pictures.
That's
to
mental,
him.
by the way.
And I do it because, not because he asks, because he likes it and he likes my body, he praises me, and, you know, I like that. So I just sent him more.
Adrian and Julia have slowed down on playing the PlayStation together.
Well, there's bigger problems here, all right? I think, once again, that ties into her lack of self-esteem. It makes her feel good that someone is complimenting her body. Look, on one hand, I do understand, because when I was growing up as well, I did have insecurities about myself. And I mean, look, if someone complimented me of the opposite sex, it would make me feel good, right? I get it. But on the other hand, we've early on caught the fact that we have self-esteem issues and we're not 100% content in ourselves. It's much better to work on that first rather than just accept objectifying comments, because these are not compliments that come randomly. Like, you know, I've sent a picture of my face solely. You look very pretty today, right? These are compliments coming after you've sent intimate pictures. So, look, you can't really compare the level of compliment, if that makes sense.
Something just doesn't feel right. And to top it off, Adrian felt things were moving too fast and ended up breaking up with Julia.
Are you that much of a sack of shit? There's been no mention, like, I'm dribbling here, goodness. You've not shown your face, but things are moving too fast. What in God's name is this bullshit?
Wants things to work out, but also wants to know if Adrian is being truthful about everything.
He has said that we are just friends with benefits. And I know it hurts me, but I always thought that I'd rather be something than nothing.
Whoa!
So because I'm in love with him, and you know, it's people have told me that I depend on him, and I kind of do, even though it's not healthy.
Man, it's so sad, you know. It's sad anytime, but it's so sad watching someone 18 years old, you know, before really even becoming an adult. And you could argue 18's an adult. Literally, I don't count any teenager as an adult. How about that? Incoming comments. What you talking about? I like this person and it's okay because they're 19 or something, and you know the type of person that's going to leave that comment. Dirty individuals. We'll swiftly move on. It's sad to see her say she'd rather be something than nothing and accept, I guess, the shittiness of this all. Again, this goes for anyone out there. Don't accept being someone's something. Wait for the right person who treats you like they're everything. Oh, that's a quote.
But I love him. I really, really love him.
No.
For me, the perfect outcome would be you guys finding out that he's real.
No.
Maybe finding a picture of his face.
No.
Or anything I could just have peace within me. I think about this guy 24/7.
Hold on, there's too many things you're saying that I need to address. The peace within you needs to come from within yourself, not attributed to this quote unquote guy, quote unquote relationship. I've said many times, happiness needs to come from you. Otherwise, let's say you break up with someone, now you're just going to be unhappy. Work on yourself first, okay? Secondly, even if this was a real guy, it's another case of even the real guy would be a shitbag to be with. So there you go. And I've completely forgot what she said before that. So bear with me.
I love him. I really, really love him. For me, the perfect outcome would be you guys finding out that he's real.
Okay, so I rewinded it there. The love part. I really love him. Again, guys, let me know in the comments. I'm not sure how much you can really love someone at that age without meeting them in person. I guess that goes for all ages. But when I was, I guess, 18, I didn't know if I really could love. I guess, is that my issue? I'm not really sure. I guess after all the cheating stuff, I don't know. I just kind of fell out of love with love, so to speak. But the amount of times that she's mentioned these insecurities, I don't really think it's love. I think you love the way he's making you feel rather than him. I'm sure if it was some, you know, you replace that picture with another picture who's saying the same things, maybe you would still feel the same way. I don't know if you're a shallow individual or not, and if this was a picture of someone who you don't find attractive, would that make you feel like you love them? But I guess, who knows?
Maybe finding a picture of his face or anything I could just have peace within me.
No.
I think about this guy 24/7, and I've been just kind of desperate about just knowing who he is. If he is who he is, that would make me even more happy.
No.
Make
Stop
sure
it.
you stick around until the end, Seekers.
Stop it.
We'll sit down with Julia and find out exactly who she was talking to.
This is what he looks like.
Really?
If you like this video, please consider subscribing. And
Go do
once
that,
you've
of
done that,
course.
give this video a like too.
But you already
If
are.
you're looking to contact us and you think you might need our help finding out who you're communicating with online,
No.
or maybe you need help breaking through to a friend or a family member,
No.
don't hesitate to reach out to our
Weird.
email.
What's happened
Share
here?
my story
Didn't
at
expect that.
socialcatfish.com. We can help you find the
Brutus,
answers you've been looking for.
Can you answer?
All right, Seekers, we had some work to do.
You had some work to do, but someone's work was a bit muddled up there. That was a bit scary. She just popped in out of nowhere.
Our team got together to discuss the details.
Why is he so angry, Drew? Look there. What's wrong, man? I know this scammer's more of a piece of shit than usual, but what's wrong here?
and come up with a game plan to help verify Adrian for Julia.
I've been handling this case a little bit more delicately because she is 18 years old.
Now, her biggest concern is the fact that, yes, he's telling her that he loves her and he wants to be with her and he wants to be her boyfriend, but at the same time, he's overly sexual. That's all they talk about.
Yeah.
And then the last time they spoke, that's what he wanted to talk about and then disappeared.
So now, for almost a year, he just connects with her because he wants to get some.
The phone says. It sounds like she's sent over 100 naked images of herself.
She is under the impression that he lives in Arizona. And we also have his username.
Yeah, I think it's Gunslinger or something. Yeah.
Most people have usernames online, use the same or very similar usernames. So if we can start with that gamer tag, we can maybe find his social media or other things using the same username.
I mean, my PSN is not here with H, in case anyone bloody wondered that.
She's obviously 17 when she met this person.
Whoa!
I think it's in our best interest to look into it and make sure it's not like a grown-up talking to her too.
Exactly.
Because
I didn't
he
even
has
think of that.
a deeper voice.
Editing H here, just chiming in to say that I know in this particular moment where I say I didn't even think of that, I did mention the sleditriness early on, but I didn't think that she would have met whoever this individual is earlier, because if they've been talking for a year, she wasn't bloody 18 for the entire year, which, I mean, in terms of time, yes, you are an age for an entire year, but you get what I'm trying to say. So, no spoilers, of course, but yeah, I didn't even think about her being 17 before this, and it's just creepy.
He sounds like he could be 18, or he sounds like he could be 40.
If we call, I'm just gonna be sitting here listening while watching my documentary.
Oh, this piece of shit is always watching a freaking documentary, man. Yeah. Also, earlier on when she said he sent her a voice message during the game, he's playing the game and he's watching a freaking World War II documentary. That's the first I've ever heard someone watch a World War II documentary whilst playing Overwatch.
You choose. Either I be there, not say a word, and continue watching this, or you can, I guess, do it on your own and enjoy yourself as much as you can.
I think we should pull whatever we can on him just to make sure that it's a kid. Like, we want it to be a 20-year-old that's just behind some fake images and not some kid's uncle using his gamer tag to, like, you know?
In an ideal world.
Unsettling for me.
Yeah, let's just make sure he's not a pervert.
But
all right,
yes,
so we gotta...
Editing H once again. Are you sick? Maybe. I will say we mention it later on in the video anyway. But regardless of age of the person doing the catfishing, it's just shitty, creepy behavior. Like, there's no two ways about it. If that person is also the same age as Julia, it just is still creepy, right? So that's why I said in an ideal world, it wouldn't be anyone doing this. Just be yourself. Anyway, back to the video.
Match the pictures up. We'll look up gamer tags, all the social media usernames, see if anything matches in anybody in Arizona.
I'm just telling everyone now, if this turns out to be some kind of dirty sledditor, yeah, I'm gonna be even more heated.
Yeah.
And then that will be like a pretty good clue of like who we're talking to potentially.
All right, cool. I think we got a game plan.
Sounds like a plan. All right.
After discussing the details of Julia's case, David and Brienne got together to verify Adrian's true age.
From the pictures, it looks like he could be in his like early to mid 20s. The voice, when we listen to the voice, it sounds like somebody in their mid to late 20s. With her, what's interesting is that like she was 17 years old when they met, and it turned into something very sexual, getting nudes all the time. He wouldn't show his face. This guy's hiding for some reason, and it doesn't make sense. And so I think we need to really dig in a little bit more and try to figure out how old this guy is and exactly where he lives.
By the way, any dirty individuals commenting that if he's in his late 20s messaging a 17-year-old, get off of this channel right now.
Sorry to bother y'all. I noticed on his profile, it has two 0. I was just thinking it could possibly be a birthday. I don't know, it was speculative for sure, but
So maybe like February.
that's what I'm thinking, 2000, which...
So that would make him 25 years old.
Yeah,
still
that
weird.
might
Look at
make
this guy,
sense.
man.
Good
Trying,
job,
man.
Junior.
I'm trying. Yeah, good luck, guys. Good luck.
Yeah,
So-
well, maybe we start from that angle and see if this could be.
So what I can do,
So what I can do is tell you that even if he's 25, messaging a 17-year-old for intimate pictures, that is sledatory behavior. Do not attempt to convince me otherwise, because you will fail and I'll block you.
I can pull all the Adrian in Arizona between the ages of 18 and 25 years old.
Okay.
So let me pull that up now.
Okay.
What is this music, man?
Oh my gosh, there's 37 of them. So I think the next step is we'll go through each of these individually. We'll verify the information like phone number, email address. We'll try to tie it to like an actual picture to see if we can actually find his real age.
Okay. Sounds good.
It's gonna be a little work, but we'll
I know. Let's see what we can find.
All right, let's do it.
Okay.
The team had a good lead, and
Great
over the next
acting,
couple
guys.
of days, found as much information about Adrian as they could.
Really
After
great.
digging up some answers, they sat down with Julia to tell her everything. And to her surprise, David would be the one to lead the interview.
Hi Julia, how are
Is
you?
she gonna like fangirl now? Oh my days.
Oh my gosh, you're so terrified of me. I got
Hey, Julia.
I gotta jump into this. Why are you so afraid of me?
I don't know. Because of how you yelled at Todd in that one video.
F Todd.
you're the guy that I flirt with his wife with.
Oh,
Yeah, why the were you doing that?
Shout out to the previously episode. Great stuff here, guys. You
Like my
shut up.
blood's
Stop
boiling.
laughing.
I'm just gonna be honest with you right now. First thing you're telling me is, oh, you're the guy that I'm flirting with his wife? You, Todd. That's like one time. Like
I have nothing against you, but you kind of scared me a bit.
I'm only scary if you're not a good person. Well, I promise I'm not gonna yell at you. How's that?
Okay.
Okay.
You'd hope not.
Let's start off with everything that's been going on lately. When's the last time you spoke to Adrian?
That's a really good question. I think the last time I spoke to him
What
was
the hell just flashed?
probably more than a week ago. He just like stopped responding. And I was like, hey, are you okay? Like, what's going on? I'm just checking on you. How you doing? And I would get no answer. Like, nothing. And I was like, okay, maybe he's just busy, right? Maybe for today.
Nobody's that
When
busy,
you
man.
message him to game, does he jump on pretty quickly or?
Hold on a second. I just got an email. Probably it's an email telling me that I need to say this. I hope, or you guys will let me know anyway. I hope everyone realizes that nobody's ever that busy, right? If you're romantically trying to be with someone, you will know if they're interested quite soon, I think. If you're just speaking through text, perhaps, if someone's taking weeks to respond, and this is on a romantic level here, they're just not interested, all right? Get the hint, run away. If it's friends, cool, be a little bit more concerned, like what happened here, where are you? But also friends sometimes just ghost, right? For whatever reason, they just disappear and work on themselves or something, or etc., etc. I mean, we're getting off topic, but in a romantic sense, if someone is not replying back to you after like a week, 2 weeks, they're not that busy. Like, I'm just putting that out there. They just don't care about you.
No, the thing about Adrian is that he appears offline everywhere. So he has that set up all the time.
Same.
So I've sent him a couple messages through PlayStation, and
But I'm
he
not a
hasn't responded
catfish.
to me to those either.
Interesting.
Why is that
Well,
interesting?
we have information for you today. I think we can give you some clarity.
A lot of information.
Sorry, I'm shaking a bit. It's just,
It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's a year of your life. Like, I mean, you know, you've had all these questions.
The pictures of the other guy sending you pictures from the neck down. We were
Hold on a second, because it's just clicked in my head. 17 years old, sending these type of images. Now, I've mentioned before in a different video that I will tell my child, we'll sit down and we'll talk about the birds and the bees, right? I personally would tell my child, unless you are ready to have a child, because accidents can happen, right? Refrain from the intercourse, because you never truly know what can happen. You know, you could wear protection, that shit breaks. Now you've got a child with someone who, one, you might not even like, right? So make sure you are intercoursing people you like. What a great word intercoursing is. That makes me kind of old-fashioned, I guess, but that's just what I would personally tell my child. Because one, you want to like that person, love them genuinely, and two, you want to be in a position financially where you're able to take care of a freaking baby, should a baby be born. However, I will tell my child, at whatever age, 17, right? Just don't be sending these type of images. Even if you think you really love this person you've met online, even if you think you really love this person in person even, just if they want you in person, then, all right? If you truly love each other, you're gonna meet up in person. But once again, just be safe type vibes. But that's what I would say. Please stop sending images of yourself. Anyone, really.
Able to confirm who that was. You only had a few of the pictures, and every time his face was covered.
Okay.
For some
So
reason.
we found some profiles that were connected to his username. You shared with us his username for both Discord and his PlayStation username.
Usernames are things that people use all the time, right? So if you have your username, you know, you go on like another social network or another gaming console or anything else, you're gonna reuse that same username or something very similar because that's what's easy to remember and people kind of know you by it. And so we use this like same tactic because we understand this to try to find all the connections. And so
we found one of these profiles that David was referring to, I guess a platform, Roblox?
Yeah, it's
Is
a
it
game,
Roblox?
Yeah, that's his icon and everything. Oh my god.
I think we're ready to reveal what we think Adrian looks like. I mean, I'm 100% certain because if this is the person that you're talking to behind this profile, and this is the profile that gets on to the game when you're playing and you're speaking to him, this has to be him.
this is what he looks like.
Really?
Age? Please?
What? That's so weird.
Thoughts?
Didn't expect that, you know. Like I always picture him as what he had shown me.
With Adrian, you know, seeing him, would you say that Adrian is your type?
No. Honestly, no. I'm gonna be like very brutally honest of who I am into. I'm either into tall guys, nerdy glasses and curly hair, or black guys. Like only that type. That's my type. I can only say that. Like I really don't know why he would lie about those things. Maybe just to like make me fall for him or make me just, you know, confuse me a lot.
Hold on a second. Because, you know, obviously I appreciate the honesty there. You have a preference in the type of people that you are attracted to. But the more important question here is, how freaking old is this guy? Huh? That's what I care about at this point.
It's, I don't know what to feel about this, if I'm being honest.
And then this one.
But even
That the same
if you
guy?
look, he says this is his gamer tag. So we know for sure that the gamer tag that
Age?
you are playing with is connected to this because he even says it right here.
Age.
And everything that we researched online kept leading to this person.
Oh my.
Age.
What?
So we wanted to also confirm facts, right? And you mentioned that he told you that he's living in Arizona.
Yes.
How are we addressing where he lives first and not age? What's going on here? Surely there's backwards priorities here, bro. There's like 6 minutes left. You need to tell me his age. Otherwise, I'm pissed.
So we took one of his pictures and we dropped it in this AI tool here based on the vegetation, the landscape surrounding him in the picture. It's located in Phoenix, Arizona.
In an area called Lookout Preserve.
So he's there.
This is Adrian's TikTok here, and he even pins Tempe, Arizona.
Tempe.
Wow.
Age?
He appears to have just turned like 18 or 19.
Really?
But when you listen to the audio that you sent us and you look at this person,
if we call, I'm just going to be sitting here listening while watching my documentary. So you choose. Either I be there, not say a word and continue watching this, or you can, I guess, do it on your own and enjoy yourself as much as you can.
But what's he doing with his voice then? Well, why is he doing that? Why is he trying to make himself sound like freaking Thanos or some shit? What's going on there? And that genuinely means he was watching a World War II documentary whilst playing Overwatch. Okay, that's interesting. Hobbies? Editing Age here. I'm just chiming in because I just wanted to point out that I listened to that dirty phone message thing a few times now. And if I'm correct, he's saying he's going to watch the documentary whilst they're on the phone together, and she will be doing whatever it is that she is doing. I think we can get the gist of what she will be doing whilst he's watching the documentary, listening, or she can do it on her by herself. And what's he on about? So he's just gonna not say anything. Is that what you're telling me? You're gonna sit there. That message is already creepy, but it's turned up to 100, even maybe even 1,000,000 by you saying you're gonna sit there just like this while she does whatever she does. This, look, as I mentioned earlier on, no matter the age, this is very weird, and I'll mention it more later on as well. But this guy, I don't care, he's a similar age. It's very weird. You have issues.
almost leads us to believe maybe there's two people that you're talking to that know about you.
Oh,
that
Never
might
mind.
be, I guess.
Either another person is involved or Adrian's voice dropped really low.
Just doesn't sit right with me.
Doesn't sound like a very respectful relationship.
Correct.
If you were our daughter, I would say you gotta block this guy and, you know, meet someone face to face, especially before you get to that point where you're sending pictures of yourself, because it's actually very dangerous.
Yes. I don't think it's meant in a malicious way of any kind, but it doesn't matter if she's your daughter or not. You should be telling her these exact things. So
I guess I just wanted to prove that I was capable to make someone love me. Maybe
You literally have your whole life
Not this way.
ahead of you. Like, we are, I don't want to age ourselves too much, but we're double your age, Julia.
Thank you guys actually for just keeping me calm and letting me have this closure.
Thanks for meeting David.
Am I scary now? So what do you think about me now?
Why are you always going red?
You know, you could be a really good dad. That's what I can say. You're actually very nice, very supportive, and thank you for the compliments and the advice to try and help myself. I can say that.
We'll keep in touch. Thank you so
Julia.
much.
It's nice meeting you.
Yeah, we'll talk to you next week.
Okay, that's fine.
Why?
That's fine with me.
Talk to you soon. All right, bye,
I
Julia.
assume.
Before we close this case, our team felt uneasy about how little we knew about Adrian.
Yes.
A few days later, Brianne and David took a deeper look into Adrian and discovered something big.
We had been talking about how hard it is to find this guy because there's so many people with that same name. You said you found something. What is it?
I'm so excited. I found Adrian's Facebook profile. This
No
is
way.
crazy. Yes. And it's even crazier because he has all his family contact.
Sorry, just hold on, man. He must be freaking the same age because he's done works at the Krusty Krab. Is it? Is it now? You've made me more confused. insert the SpongeBob meme.
Mr. Krabs, I am so confused.
Because he has all his family contacts in here. And when I looked at his dad's Facebook profile, I found an article about their apartment complex being burned down. To top it off, Adrian even got interviewed in this news article.
So we have a voice to
We
compare
have
to.
a voice.
Well, let's play it.
Okay.
Adrian and his family lost just about everything.
We were all horrified, really scared. My mom was hyperventilating. I couldn't breathe. My dad was just really panicked. My sister was crying. She was scared.
That's him.
That's the same person.
We know that 100% this was the true Adrian. But what do you think about the voice?
Well, all right, Julian. I'll let you do your thing. And I'm going to continue watching my World War II documentary.
Look at my apartment and it's on fire.
He
The whole
just-
thing's in a
he's
blaze.
making it
We weren't
deeper,
expecting it. We didn't get a knock on the door. Our fire alarms didn't go off. We didn't smell it.
I think
Does the Adrian that Julia played with on PlayStation sound similar to the guy in the interview? Let us know in the comment section below.
This is crazy. I cannot believe that we had the opportunity to even find something like this.
First of all, Julia's not going to believe this, so we'll show her this. But this validates everything, all the research that we've done, and it shows that like we were on the right path and that we found the real person that she was talking to.
Yeah.
All right,
It's
case closed.
crazy. Yeah.
If you have been involved in a romance scam, don't forget to report it. It helps get the word out and potentially stops other people from being scammed.
I don't know about that one, actually. We're gonna, of course, as usual, go over to the tantalizing talk section. We'll look at some comments from the original video, but as of right now, I will say, at least there's no money involved. I guess if there's some kind of silver lining, of course, someone who you did not expect to be that someone has your intimate pictures, which I hope serves as a lesson to be more careful at who you send these images to, because this could have gone a whole lot worse, you know. So thankful at the very least that this Adrian guy was similar age and it wasn't some freaking dirty sledditor. But that's quite sledatory behavior to catfish someone, especially only contact them when you're horny. So, that's not good for you in the future, Adrian. So you should work on that, buddy. Huh? If you're watching this, work on that. Stop catfishing people. And treat women with more respect. Now we'll look at the comments. See you? Tantalizing talk, everyone. My hair is a mess. Can you see that? Sticking up. I don't know what's wrong with me. But you could argue, I don't know what's wrong with the comment section. And it was messy AF in the comment section as well. Some of the things I was reading, I don't know if like there's new audiences just like flocking to the Catfish channel. But some of the people in there are freaking weird. And I contained myself from swearing once again. First, we'll begin with a comment from Julia. She says, "Hello, Seekers. It's me, Julia. Seeing all these supporting comments had made my day completely. Thanks, every single one of you, for your words and kindness. I've been doing a bit better since everything started. I appreciate Social Catfish for this opportunity." I guess opportunity to share your story, because any other kind of opportunity would seem weird. Hello, Seekers. You're part of the team now, I guess. But in all seriousness, putting those dumbness aside, I do hope she's learned from this, and I hope going forward, look, you're going to send intimate pictures of yourself if you really want to someone, but just make sure that this person is themselves. Like you've checked through red flags, you've run your little reverse image searches and whatnot, but I'd recommend you don't do it. Ultimately, people are going to do what they're going to do, but just be safer. And I hope that she's learnt that, I guess. The next comment goes on to say, "Julia, the size/shape of your body does not determine your worthiness in any aspect of your life, love included. Being chubby does not preclude you from finding and being loved, please don't sell yourself short, and please do not send anyone else nudes, especially to people you've never met. Now, I think, if I remember correctly, I also said similar in the commentary. Your worthiness is not attributed to your weight. You're gonna find someone who loves you for you, and if you want to change for yourself and not other people. Once again, if that makes sense. So I do agree with this comment. You are way more than just your weight. But of course, if it gets, like, let's be objective here as well. If it starts to get unhealthy and life in general becomes more tasking because of certain factors, you have to make the changes necessary, right? But in a case like this, being chubby, quote unquote, someone's gonna love you for you. You gotta love yourself in the process as well. And you'll find the right person. Next up, I want everyone's thoughts on this. I'm going to continue watching my World War II documentary, Should Have Been the Immediate Red Flag. Really? I don't know about that, because I particularly don't have any type of fondness of watching World War stuff, but someone out there surely does. Like, is this person saying someone of a similar age to Julia would not be interested in that? But there are people who enjoy army things, you know, war stuff, so I don't think that's a red flag off the jump. I think the biggest red flag, several anyway. One, all the pictures of this guy, no face, what's going on there? Second, and potentially the even bigger one, is, hey, I'm horny, that's when I'll speak to you. There's bigger red flags here than a freaking World War II documentary. The next comment, I do think it's important to sort of address, because as much as I think Julia is a much nicer person that's appeared on this show than a lot of victims, how do you fall for someone having never seen their face? It is a question we've got to ask ourselves, right? We need to find the cause of why you fell for someone having never seen their face, especially if you say you are in love with them. Of course, people do fall in love online, quote unquote, because of the way they're made to feel by this other person. And I made the point that her insecurities, this was sort of her way of filling the void, right? Plugging that hole. This person makes me feel loved. I love them for that. So, I don't know. Look, she said she was in love. Can we really class it as genuine love? I don't really think so. And again, as much as I think she's a nice person, this doesn't really, add up. We've got to ask these questions and remain objective. The next comment comes from Michelle, who says, I know Julia is legally an adult, but I hope her grandparents have been made aware of this. I think she needs their guidance and support on this. Now, grandparents or not, I think, especially when I was 18 and similar age, you're not going to really want to speak about these things with grandparents, parents, etc. Now, everyone is different, of course. Every relationship is different. Some people are more open with their parents, grandparents, etc. When I was growing up, I wasn't now I'm a lot more open with my mum, but growing up, teens and stuff, when I used to talk to girls and stuff, I wasn't really going to tell my mum this because it is embarrassing, right? So, although legally she's an adult, which, again, I don't really class teens of any kind as an adult, but sure, if that's what the law says, whatever. I do think her grandparents should be made aware of this. Perhaps they can speak to her, maybe educate her on a few things, but again, I hope she's learned from the Catfish team anyway. But just as like a 2 cents worth of advice, I think if you do have young people in your life, definitely not, interject yourself and invade their privacy and personal life, but just let them know that such things exist in this world. And if they do ever come across something that they're unsure of, that they know they've got a place in you to talk about this kind of stuff and not be embarrassed and shy away and get hurt in the process. So if you've got younger people in your life, I do recommend offering the olive branch to them, which is probably the wrong phrase, but you get what I mean. The next comment is one of the comments that I spoke about in the intro section to this, where what's going on? This is messy AF. I'm not sure what kind of people are now flocking to the Catfish channel, but what a stupid case, not gonna lie. What's the point? Where's the scam? Is this channel gonna turn into a teen drama channel? Like, who cares about this? Now, as someone who has had people unnecessarily comment just ridiculous things, like things that are not criticism, they're not a critique in any way, it's just sheer stupidness. Where's the scam? Like, you know, the Catfish channel is called Catfished, right? Social catfish, not social scams. So they're gonna cover videos or cases that involve simply catfishing. Now, I think this is the first one, I'm not too sure, where money is not involved, but I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments. And if you do want to link another video that's not money related, I'd love to give that a watch. But the whole point is to showcase catfish videos, catfish topics. So I think it's important to showcase that there's more to catfishing than wanting someone's money. So you are just strange, okay? It's not a stupid case. I might argue, especially with younger individuals, teenagers, you know, extortion, sextortion, to coin the term, which has already been coined, but you get it. It happens more than money, because they don't really have money to be dishing out. So they exchange, of course, intimate images. Like, it's common. We've looked at stories in the past as well of much younger, unfortunate teenagers to fall victim to such things. It's not a stupid case. The scam is that it was a catfish. Doesn't need to be a scam. Teen drama channel? One video where you get a teenager and it's turning into a teen drama channel. Get a grip of yourself. Who cares about this? Well, a lot of people, right? You are a very loud minority, we'll say. But I guess, look, if there's anything to take from this, is you guys know how critical I am of the Catfish team, because I am a big supporter of what they do, and I think what they do is amazing. So when they do things that are shifty, we'll say, I'm gonna call them out, right? Because I want the best for that channel, the victims, etc. This person, not even criticizing of any kind that is coherent, you're just being dumb for no reason. But maybe that's just you every day.
Ooh, you're hard showing off.
Now, the next comment has a reply from Julia. They are perfect for each other. Please lower your standards. Never. Now, Julia is correct here. Do not lower your standards. I'm not sure what the hell this person is trying to teach a younger individual, but it goes for anyone, any age. Don't lower your standards, okay? If you're at a point where maybe you have some insecurities, right? And you feel like you have to settle down with anyone. No. You get a grip of yourself, okay? Do not settle just to settle down, all right? Never lower your standards, because then you obviously come and meet people who are abusive, shitty behavior, and then you accept it, and then this now becomes your life, just being abused. No, don't lower your standards. Whoever this person is, my goodness, it's like we just hate the fact that an 18-year-old was on the shitting show. I don't bloody know. Now, let's not get it misconstrued. You guys know I shoot shit down the middle. Once again, as much as I think Julia is a nice person, or at least from what it seems like on screen, I do think it's important to lower your standards, which might sound hypercritical. hypocritical, apparently I was going to say.
What are you?
An idiot sandwich. But let me land. Okay, hear me out. Lower your standards if you think a celebrity wants anything to do with you. Okay? The woman from the previous episode with the shitting Jason Momoa. You got some guys who think Jennifer Aniston wants anything to do with them. Then you can lower your standards, okay? The next one is actually 3 replies or 3 comments, and Julia is again in and amongst it. If these young people are getting scammed with everything they know, us old people are screwed. That's the thing she didn't know because she was raised by her grandparents, basically. I think nobody taught her. And then Julia says, I taught myself. I'm very well aware of certain tactics, but I just fell for him. Now, we'll get to Julia's comment there. But us old people are screwed. Once again, what is this thing? Now, again, I don't think they meant it in a malicious way. But why are we putting old people just like at the bottom in the barrel? Just like, you're useless, you're gonna get scammed, blah, blah, blah. What? Like, I've always said young people can get scammed as well. It doesn't matter about age. But there are older individuals who also don't get scammed. So when you say us old people are screwed, like, kind of get a grip of yourself. Stop painting older people in a bad light. But anyway, back to Julia. I taught myself. I'm very well aware of certain tactics, but I just fell for him. It's giving Helen University. Okay? It's giving Helen, right? I'm sorry, I'm shooting shit down the middle. What exactly did you fall for? Because I think we need to clarify this. All right? I get it. You're in that mindset of insecurities, but what did you fall for? Because you started off describing him by he's 6'1", right? I guess that doesn't really have anything to do with it. I guess Catfish team are telling you to describe him, but I'd love to know what you fell for. I guess looks, but if you knew of the tactics, wouldn't you put aside the looks so you can think clearly? I'm not sure, but I picked this comment out. 3 of them anyway. Let me know your thoughts. The next comment, once again, strange comment. I prefer scam stories about old people, please and thanks. I don't get it, realistically. Like, if anyone in the comments can let me know, what does this actually mean? When you say you prefer videos about old people, why? I'm so confused here. The next comment, well and truly, is like going at Julia's neck here, right? 1,000 hours on a video game, probably can't pass a 4 grade math or English test. Read books for a change. First of all, I love that you said can't pass a 4 grade math. Not 4th grade. 4 grade, is it? Where's the TH gone? So maybe you need to go back to school, apparently. But Julia did reply to this saying she's Mexican and can speak fluent English. So, shove the English test up your ass, whoever you are. I don't know what's going on here. But, like,
what the is going on in here on this day?
Like, I've put hours upon hours into video games. Now, I'm not saying I'm the most intelligent person in the world, but I'd like to think I could pass a 4th grade English test, right? Because that was my best subject back at school anyway. Especially literature. I was good at writing stories, which is not relevant here, but this comment is just attacking her. And so many comments going at her. And fair play to Julia, she's holding her own in the comment section with her replies. She's telling people that they're projecting their own insecurities on Julia. So keep going, Julia, man. I feel your pain on that. Do you know what I mean? And if somehow you see this, comment as well. Just, please, understand I'm on your side here. The next comment, I think we need to address Adrian. I feel like we didn't address him a lot, but Adrian, if you're seeing this, don't hide behind those pictures. You are just as nice looking, and you can find others if you are true to yourself and others. Don't lie and catfish. You'll find someone too who is not as shallow as well. Now, he shouldn't hide behind pictures. I think that's a given, right? However, I just don't think Adrian is as nice a guy as some people are portraying him to be, right? You got the obvious catfishing BS he's doing, but second of all, my throat is hella dry because of the anger that's seeping out of me as I mention this. He came back solely for intimate things, right? He kept disappearing, coming back, etc., etc. That's not good. Like, catfish or not, that's shitty behavior. So, as I mentioned towards the end of the actual commentary portion, you need to get a grip of yours. You got big things you need to work on before even deciding to try and date someone, in quotations. Because if you think your next real relationship where you use your own pictures and you're gonna do something like this where you just pop in whenever you're horny, you got issues yourself you need to work on. The next comment, and what did I tell you guys? I said there's gonna be someone who says blah blah blah, XYZ age, they're still an adult, whatever. No, they're freaking not, and you're outing yourself as a bit of a sleditor, okay? Just here to say an 18-year-old is an adult woman, not a girl. But yeah, sounds like not a great guy. Forget the second half of your shitting comment. Nobody cares right now. That girl is a girl. Julia is a girl. Okay? She ain't an adult woman. If you want to say she's a woman, cool. Because I think I said that as well. Adult? No. Get a grip of yourself. I don't want to think about what kind of person you are. But please, everyone, just know, in my opinion, okay, and it's a strong one, that it's not even an opinion, I'm going to stand firm that it's a fact, 18, 19, 17, if you want to throw them in there, they're not adults. Maybe young adults, if you really want to they are not adults. The people who say they're adults more often do weird things. Okay, we're just going to move on because I'm going to lose my head. The last comment, and it's another strange comment, and it's borderline sledatory. How freaking old are you? I would love to meet this woman. Just end the video here, shall we? Because there's a bunch of creeps in the comment section on that video. There's a bunch of people attacking Julia for no reason. I'm gone. Please, everyone, stay safe online. Tell the younger individuals in your life as well to be aware of sextortion, right? I don't think there was much sextortion here because there wasn't, hey, if you don't pay me this, I'm going to leak your images. But there is a level of abuse here that needs addressing, and young people know or need to know it exists. So educate them. Stay safe yourself as well, because you can fall victim to this as well. Make sure your relationships are loving ones. See you next time. If you want to watch more of these, they'll be up there. Bye. Hey, Julia, man, you know, if you get shitheads commenting on this video and you have replied to this video, I'll back you. All right.